Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age channel where I talk about my cars and trucks and addictions of life to vehicles and other things. Look at there. How about that, huh? How about that beautiful pond? Boy, that pond just used to look so nice all year round. Such a bummer the lily pads came in and kind of ruined it, but for the winter months it's really pretty. Isn't that nice? All the geese are happy back there, and yeah, so anyways, what a beautiful day. I mean, this weather, I'm dressed just about the same as it was in Florida before I left. I mean, just incredible. Our Crocs came in crocodile boots I bought down there at Russell's boot wear down there in Tampa, Florida. Those things ain't cheap. I'm breaking them in. I'm wearing them today. You really shouldn't wear these things out in bad weather, but I'm going to break them in. So, oh my goodness gracious. What are we talking about today? There's the Ram truck. Kid loves it. It's pretty cool. I've got a app on my phone that controls the truck, where I can change the settings of how it runs. It's pretty cool. That's the technology these days on tuners and all. And it's all about having control. You can control the way the truck's level of performance and download files, and that big old pipe. We need to get a nice little tip for the end of it, you know. That's what you need to do. All right, pups, what are y'all doing out here? One dog's on a mission to do his thing. So, yeah, it's just a beautiful day here. It's just really, I mean, so what's neat here is it's not real warm, but you got the humidity, so it feels warmer. So it isn't that real cold air. Come on, pups, you stay around here. I know what you've got going on over there, but you stay up here. But anyways, yeah, what's the theme this morning? Look at that sun. Is that bright or what? What is the theme this morning? And, you know, I'm telling you what, I'm not here to brag. That isn't my channel. I'm just sharing ideas. But it wasn't this morning I woke up, I thought, have I done a control? Have I talked about the control aspect of our lives? You know, can you control your car? But even for me, control that new piped up tuned truck. Yeah, is that kind of concerning? It is. It's a lot of truck. Can she really control that thing? I mean, wow. Is anybody drives vehicles? Come on, puppies. You know, how well does the car control you? Here's the. Come on, let's go. Get in. I mean, I drove my Raptor truck yesterday. I just love that thing. That thing is so nice. It is. So yeah, so I thought to myself this morning, control. And what kind of spurred that, come on, get in, was the Elon Musk Twitter files. Hold on. Hey, I've had to plug in the Mach-E. This deal has been driven for, I bet you, 3 months. I'm not embellishing. This electric vehicle. And my wife just doesn't seem to really, I don't know. These electric vehicles, they're just unique. They're unique. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I got my new tag for my Mopar. Can you even see it? I don't know. Oh, there goes the garage door for my thing. Look at that there. 2 CVOs. I was surprised that was available on my on the DMV of Virginia, because I now have 2 CVOs. Gotta open the garage doors back up here. And so anyway, so yeah, the electric car here, yeah, this thing controls you all right. It controls your emotions on how you think that the car is going to run out of energy, and you're going to be finding where to charge it. That's the one thing about these electric cars and road trips, long drive, really do have that, you know, it's the control factor. Are we all control freaks? Is that who we are? Let me get my office here and get the dogs up there and get the morning going. What'd I forget? Oh, I forgot something, but oh well, forget it. All right, what's going on, pups? Get up these stairs, my big old boots that make all the noise in the world. Get the heater on and get the day going. Is everybody present? Work day. All my paperwork here scattered everywhere. Get that on. And what drove the idea of control? It was actually because of Elon Musk, how he's disclosing the Twitter files Is anybody here following that story? The Twitter files, as all the dirt is being disclosed for all the stuff going on in the world. You know what I mean? Let me see if I get going on here on my YouTube TV for the morning business news. Get that going too. Yeah, I mean, that's actually, I thought to myself, files. The conversation would be about files. And then I thought, you know what, probably a good conversation is control. Because you start reading the information. Here we go. Trying to do too many things at once. Get the morning going here and back home in Virginia. And oh my goodness. So if you I'm a brand new Twitter subscriber, so I was never on that channel or that platform. Never have. I've never wanted to be in the social platforms. Even for me, for what I'm doing at this point in my life, doing a YouTube channel, even for me, you told me years ago, like, I ain't doing that. I'm just not doing it. Just too much personal information being shared. But I don't know, I've progressed in life and whatever, where we are, and does it turn into the control factor? And so, all right, so control. I think to myself, we kind of got to keep the car theme going, right? You got to at least talk some about the cars. If somebody watches my channel, I'm sure be like, man, this guy just gone totally political on his YouTube channel. I have not. Some may think that, but I have not. I saw plenty of videos of cars and trucks and motorcycles and adventures, and then I just like to do the morning conversation just to share ideas. My morning conversation, anybody to watch me, it's just me to share ideas, just to think out loud. And I don't have all the answers, and I'm not here to brainwash anybody, and I'm not here to get anybody all riled up. That isn't really I just like to talk. I just like to talk about things, of the current events, what's going on, and just beyond believable of what we're all witnessing of what's going on. So anyways, control. So I think to myself, in today's world of technology, these cars control themselves more than ever. And a lot of people just can't stand that. I mean, there's so many people, like my brother, he can't stand all the technology in these cars. He hates it. I mean, my brother's just the type of guy, you give him a good old key tumbler and a car ignition, turn it on, got a radio. He's good. That's good. He's good. Versus like me, do I like the adaptive cruise control? Oh, I love adaptive cruise control. Do I love the massaging seats? I love the massaging seats. I mean, I live behind the wheel of a car. So for me, these are all attributes that help me manage my day better and energy better. It's like when I came back in that Ford Bronco, what a total bummer. I didn't have any cruise control. So, I drive that truck all the way back, with my pedal. I haven't done that in years. I have not done that. I don't know the last time I drove a car from, 1,000 miles having to hold the gas pedal all day. That was really aggravating and tiring. It really does tire you. So today, the cars, if we look at the aspects of the cars have the self-driving capability, which that means the car can control itself. The cars have crash avoidance. That means the cars have control of helping you from maybe not having as bad a crash. The cars have the steering wheel lane assist, where it controls you to, get the car to get back in your lane. All right, let's see it going. Look here. Got my Buc-ee's thing here. And what do you think of that idea, right? So let's see what's going on here with the Davos, Switzerland stuffy or whatever. With Maria talking over Switzerland. What time is it over there? Probably like 5 o'clock. In Europe. Have you heard about Jeremy Clarkson? The Game of Thrones, where he compared Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, where he attacked him here, I guess, a while back about telling Meghan Markle. Jeremy Clarkson, the Grand Tour. He went to Amazon and cut a deal back in 2015 after the BBC or whoever, Top Gear, they get into an argument or whatever, and so the control factor, controlling the situation, I guess BBC or whoever the broadcaster was, the channel, by controlling him, they kicked him off, and then Amazon picked him up. I don't really follow it, but I've seen episodes, but I'm not like a huge Jeremy Clarkson, follower. And so anyway, so apparently he made these comments that he posted that Markle needs to dance through the streets, every city, every town of Britain naked, as people yell shame and throw their their excitement all over. Yeah, he posted that, so it got pretty. He's been borderline tarnished for what he's done, to the point that apparently when the Amazon deal runs out by 2024, it's over. Apparently Amazon's like, well, we're done with this guy's antics when he's been drinking his scotch or whatever he's drinking in the evening time, because he made a statement. He posted this, and he did a really quick thing and posted it. Didn't really think much about it, and he claims he usually reads his posts before he posts them. And then the next morning, he realized that he made a big mistake after being tarnished, and he claims he personally called Harry and Meghan and Markle, whatever her name is, and apologized to her. But you just know the guy was probably drinking, and you get all revved up, and there you go. So I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy to see that happen, anyways. So Austin Tyrannus, see her dancing, all the guys, and even anymore, even women, enjoy to see her go dancing through the streets naked, right? Yeah, okay. So anyways, control. How is Amazon controlling that? Yeah, they're not going to renew his contract. Yeah, so cars, what's really incredible today, more than ever, is you get in the cars like my Ford Bronco Raptor. It's so cool. I can control the settings of how the vehicle drives. You have the GOAT modes, where you can go from mud, sand, Baja, towing, sport, touring. I mean, my Ford Raptor truck has the same thing. It's so cool. You can go through all these different settings in the vehicle and control the way the vehicle behaves. So it's just incredible, excuse me, where we are today more than ever on how the cars we own and have access to, you have all these different functions on how you can control it's radical difference in how the vehicle performs and drives. It's just, and whoever, for me, back when I was growing up, who would ever have thought of that? I never really thought to myself, one day I'll be able to buy a vehicle and I'll be able to control the different settings on how the car works. I mean, I never would have thought of that. So the control side, might get something stuck in my throat here. Hold on here. Oh, the morning coffee, it gets you, man. I should run some water up on that. So pardon me for the stall in the moment. What I noticed when I stall these videos, I turn it off or I turn it back on, you lose the voice sync. It's syncing together. So my mouth's moving and I'm talking, but the words in the mouth don't, sync together. So, yeah. So anyways, back to the control factor in today's car industry more than ever. I mean, you're hearing that the future of cars will be that the police can control your vehicle. Isn't that encouraging, that if you're trying to evade the police or evade a crime scene or whatever it may be that you're trying to escape, they can, turn your car off? Well, that's not comforting, because that means they have access to your car. And we've known the stories of Twitter. I'm thinking of, when I say Twitter, I'm thinking of Elon Musk. Isn't that something? I'm getting so brainwashed to Twitter being Elon Musk. The Tesla, yeah, I need more coffee, right? The Tesla being overtaken by a person driving down the road with their computer and hacking the car, and be able to steer the car and make the car operate under the person with the computer that hacked your vehicle. And that's been, a lot of people still have that concern that you're going to be driving down the road and somebody's going to hack your car, because everything's fly by the wire. All these new cars, your electronic steering, the brakes, I mean, the acceleration pedal, everything is being controlled by computer, by semiconductors. Yeah. You don't have like a conventional metal steering rod going through the dash of your car up to the front of your car to steer your car going down the road. And even to the point of electric brakes, you don't have the conventional hydraulic. I guess you could have hydraulic fluid, but the way the pedal used to have a metal, rod that pushed on your brake master cylinder to stop your car, all those days are gone. And just like the gas pedal, or the acceleration pedal for the electric cars, in the good old days, you had a cable assembly going up to your carburetor to, pull the fly in the carburetor. You're basically to accelerate the vehicle through by you having mechanical capability to control that carburetor or your fuel injection. Those days are all gone. everything now is, fly by the wire, meaning it's all electronic, and there is no mechanical thing per se that you're pushing or touching when you drive vehicles. Wow. I think a lot of people don't even realize that. I'd be willing to venture that a third of half the people or more, you'd be like, really? You mean, well, that steering wheel in my car doesn't connect to like a actual real. I mean, when I turn that wheel, that isn't like some assembly that is turning. Like, no, when you turn that wheel, it's all electronics communicating to your front to turn the wheel. And you want to push the accelerator pedal, that isn't, the brakes, right. So if somebody hacks your car, they can literally control your car. They can tell it how to steer. They can tell it when to accelerate, when to brake. Yes, this is real stuff. So when you hear that they're going to give the technology to police to be able to stop your car, I'm thinking, no way. No way. That's not. That means they've hacked your car. That means you're giving software now where some person hacks the government's files. Yeah, that's what started all this, was the Twitter files made me think about control. Wow. So anyways, where we are in today's cars and future vehicles, the cars are controlling themselves more than ever. Look at the Navy. The Navy now is using drone boats. Yeah, they're starting to experiment with using drone boats. We know about the Air Force, the military using drones to do military maneuvers and drop bombs, and that's a huge thing today. But now it's self-controlled, or I should say, remote controlled Navy ships are now the next phase of control, right? And then you look at Elon Musk, who's in trouble for stock in, he apparently, Elon Musk back in 2015 made a statement that he thinks he's going to take Tesla private, and 420 is a good value, and he said Saudi Arabia people are going to buy out and make it a private company. And that's what he's now, he was trying to control, I guess in some ways, the aspect of the private trading that would start to happen in the market. He's in court in San Francisco, having to talk his way out of what he said that was borderline, not allowable for you as an executive to start telling people the things that may play out before they actually play out. So he's now trying to control that fiasco, right? And he has a lot of controlling. Is Elon Musk a controlling guy? I mean, probably is. I mean, I have to say, most very powerful people are controlling people, like the dictators of the world. Are they controlling people? They are. So anyways, yeah, so what I got to thinking about this morning that kind of intrigued the control thing was reading the Elon Musk. If you go to the Twitter account, if you go to Twitter, if you sign up or even go to Twitter, you're going to see the Twitter files where it starts showing just incredible sums of information of individuals that worked at Twitter and politicians like Adam Schiff and others that had influence on Twitter on how they managed Twitter's accounts, on who got to talk and who didn't, and it ranges it's all over the place. I mean, you can spend so much time looking into the Twitter files. It's beyond believable just to start reading. James Baker. I mean, I can't even name all the different politicians and in the FBI and the CIA. I mean, it's just incredible of what was going on with Twitter with Jack Dorsey at the helm. And what you're hearing through these files is that the FBI and the politicians were really going after like Jack Dorsey and Twitter employees and basically controlling them on what they're going to have to do. They're making them bend to what they wanted them to not show content on Twitter, that other individuals were sharing information and they wanted them shut down. I mean, you really just need to go to the Twitter files. I'm sure a lot of people already have, but to me, that's what kind of made me think about control. I was thinking, wow, it's just incredible how we have so many individuals in power today that are just control freaks. I mean, Adam Schiff, he's number one on my list, the guy that tries to control everybody and does devious things. I mean, that guy there, I just don't understand. How do these people get reelected? I mean, who feels good about electing politicians? I mean, but I get it. If you're the control freak and you just despise the opposing party and you want to have a guy on your team that can just despise and ruin the other party, then yeah, that's the guy you get. I mean, it's so different than being in the mob, that you bring in this 300-pound guy that's just borderline a thug that's going to protect you for all your devious and bad things you do. I mean, you want some big ass, badass guys. If you're doing drug dealing, if you're doing bad things to others, you better have your bodyguards around you. Do you want a 100-pound guy, or you want a 300-pound plus guy that could be in the WWE? And that's the way I look at these politicians. People, unbeknownst to a lot of people, I don't think people realize a lot of people elect these politicians that are dirty as all get out because they hate the opposing party so much. They want them to be in power because they know they'll do just incredible things to get things that they feel like is going to benefit them. And that's usually the rhetoric is, what was the Donald Trump Russiagate thing all about? It's all about Hillary Clinton being so mad she didn't get to be the president of the United States. And between her and Obama behind the scenes and other, in my eyes, corrupt individuals went after Donald Trump and this so-called Russiagate thing, which we all know was just a farce, is beyond believable. And you had the guys like Jerry Nadler and Adam Schiff, all these individuals just, pound their fists that they knew that Donald Trump had colluded with Russia to fix the election. I mean, and so if you're a hater of Donald Trump, you love that guy. You love that guy because of how he just tarnished Donald Trump for 4 years, and then eventually got the American people to hate the guy so much that he didn't get reelected. So they accomplished what they wanted. Adam Schiff was your thug man for your political, power, as you as individuals support that Democratic Party. And that's what the Twitter files are exposing, is that how the Democratic Party has been caught with its pants down. And I'm not saying that the GOP, the Republican Party, hasn't done devious things. I'm not here to say that. I'm not here to say that, the Republican Party is such a great party. They have such great, honest people. I'm not saying that. I'm just on the state of affairs, the current times. I'm just sharing with Twitter what Elon Musk is exposing. He's exposing the Democratic Party wanted to control, not only the election, they want to control the COVID. I mean, there's numerous, now files showing on how opposers to everybody having to have a vaccine, especially little kids, the opposers, they were just shut down to have their thoughts. All you heard was a one-sided conversation that kids were dying left and right from COVID. That's totally false. See, to me, the truth shall prevail. That's my saying in life. The truth shall prevail. And anybody else here, I'm sure, says the same thing. But I say that because I think it just takes time for the truth to eventually come out what happened. And so the COVID-19, it's a perfect example. It's just showing how much false information was being used in the social media to get people revved up on claims that children were dying from COVID and, in the masses. That's totally false. It never happened. But the opposers that were trying to tell people that people are saying this is happening are lying to you, they were shuttered. So the Biden administration was telling Twitter, don't share the negative sides of the COVID vaccine. Don't share it. Do not share. You cannot do that. You cannot let somebody oppose. Everybody has to be agreeing that everybody has to have the vaccine. Everybody has to agree that everybody has to sit at home for the rest of your life so you don't get sick. Look at China. They sat at home for 2 years. Finally, the people convinced the governing body that controls everybody over there to open the doors up. And now they have 900 million plus people that have gotten COVID. But now they're going through the natural immunity. And then that's a whole other argument, that there were many people saying that you don't have to have the vaccine. If you have a strong enough immunity, you'll create the herd immunity. But no, you can't talk about that. You then had all the COVID people that wanted to have everybody have a vaccine. They shot that down in a heartbeat, that you're the problem. You won't get the vaccine. So since you don't get the vaccine, COVID will continue to prevail, and you're the problem. You're the anti-vaxxer. But then you have a person saying, yeah, but natural immune community, if you can go ahead and get the virus and get through it, you're just going to create your immune system to be bigger and stronger to help others. No, 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 you're totally wrong on that. You're wrong. And then you hear, well, if you take the vaccine, it makes your immune system weaker. I mean, but it just turns into, the whole point is the Twitter files exposed that they wouldn't let two different views share their views. They only let, for the most part, one view. The general media only let one view. It was constant. You have to stay home. You have to mask. You have to have the vaccine. You could not. I still, as I remember, a YouTube video showing a ton of these doctors all lined up, explaining your options of medicine you can take, and those people got tarnished like you can't believe because of everybody. Do you realize Pfizer made billions of dollars off the vaccine? You realize that Pfizer didn't have any responsibility when you took it or not? There's so many variables. And here's the thing: I'm not an anti-vaxxer person. I actually went to get the vaccine in February of 2021. I did. I had my annual physical, and I actually talked to the doctor about getting the vaccine. And the person, my doctor said, "Well, you're not of age. You know, it's too early in the stages." So the point is, even for me, I weighed my options. Some of you watch my channel and go, "Oh, you're this radical, conspiracy theorist. No, I'm not. I mean, I listen to others' ideas and views. And yeah, so even for me, I weighed the option of getting the vaccine. But this is what happened. I ended up getting sick with COVID before I was able to get the vaccine. And I got through COVID. And so then I kind of came to closure. Then I don't know if I really need the vaccine. My wife would never get it. I've gotten COVID twice. And what's really interesting, I saw on Twitter somebody mentioning how they just got COVID recently, and they talk about how this chemical taste in their body. That was the number one thing that I experienced when I had COVID, is I had this chemical feel in my body. And my brother got it at the same time. The irony is I got it from Chili's, where my sister works. When COVID came in 2020, I told everybody in my family that my sister would get COVID because she works at Chili's restaurant down there in Tampa, Florida. And I'm like, okay, so my sister, and she kept working. My sister just incredible. I mean, my sister just is the high output, high energy person that works a full-time day job, then works in the evenings at Chili's. She's like 68 years old, going on 69 this year. Yeah. And so my sister, she's just as high output. So anyways, this is a true story, and I know I kind of got into the COVID thing, but it's all about the control factor. And during the pandemic, it was the most control factor we've ever witnessed in modern times. Anybody here that's alive and yeah, right. Anybody's been here long enough of my age, it's the most controlling, governing bodies of our country we've ever witnessed, and it's a division of the country. But here's the thing. Back when my sisters were in Chili's, I said, oh, she'll be the first to get COVID. Well, a year went by, she never got COVID. Well, I went down to Florida to take care of my mom and dad because I hadn't seen them out for over a year. Yeah, does anyone remember those stories? You know how many older people died under COVID? It wasn't because they died of COVID, they died of sorrow because they couldn't see their family anymore. So the list goes on and on. It gets deep and heavy, I get all that. But here's the whole point. We all go to Florida, and I'm making my parents dinner, the whole time I'm down there. And after about a month, I finally get a breakdown. We all go to Chili's for dinner, which back in 2021, I was still a person like, I ain't going to the restaurant. Even though a lot of people did. I don't want to go to restaurants. I feel like if you're going to be in those type of environments, you're going to get COVID. Sure enough, we all get COVID. Yeah, dad gets COVID, mom gets COVID. I get it, my daughter gets it. And yeah, was it brutal? Yeah, it was nasty stuff, man. But the whole thing is, it had a chemical type of taste in it. Anyways, so the control side, and we all survived, just so you know. My mom didn't have the vaccine, and my mom has underlying issues. And my dad, he got the first vaccine, but by the time he's supposed to go through his cycle of shots, he got COVID. Yeah, it got him pretty good. He was in the ER, so there was there were moments there where that was pretty bad. So thank God we all came through it. We're all blessed to be okay. And are we okay? if you watch my videos, being the family, you'll be like, nah, You guys ain't okay, man. Yeah, that COVID did something. Well, sadly, we were before that, before COVID too. So a glimmer of hope, right? But we all have fun. That's one thing about my family. We always have had a lot of fun, the laughs and giggles. So that's what you had to have in life is laugh and giggles. I mean, never gets too serious. And that's the control thing. That's why I'm talking about this morning. So many people want to control others. I mean, oh my gosh, it's so sad on how we as individuals, we get so self-centered what we think we know is right versus wrong. And then we have this obligation. We feel like we have to teach others to be what is right and wrong. So it turns into the control factor that, when someone should do something like, no, you can't do that. Well, why not? Well, because that just doesn't, because you're so self-centered yourself of what you think is right versus wrong, that you now start pushing on other people. That's all that's going on. I mean, that's all that goes on with control. It's an individual that's so fixated on what they want in their own world that you have to operate in their in your own world, in their world. That's when the whole control thing starts to take over. And it gets, and in the social platforms, that's why I never want to be part of them, because it's a debate. You're in a debate. You're just in an open debate. The way people say things and interact with each other, you create the debate. And that's why Twitter, for me, it's so much information. It's like, you can only it's just somebody poses the question that creates the debate. And so then it's just, debate back and forth. And, just like yesterday, Rob Reiner now is posting that under Joe Biden, this is the most peaceful country, he's the most honest, truthful man who could be in presidency, and Donald Trump was the biggest liar, most corrupt individual, the person who created all the hate. And it's just like, so Rob Reiner's wanting attention, so he's just going on to Twitter just to rile up the conservative base about how he's a lover of Joe Biden. And I guess he loves Hunter too. For all we know, Rob Reiner and Hunter hang out together and have their antics and weird things that they do. It wouldn't surprise me. These Hollywood figures that make all this money, what do they do all day? You just have infinite money coming all the time. What do you do? That's why these entertainers drop dead eventually, because all you do is smoke dope and get stoned off their butt every day of their life, because they don't have any obligation. That's the downfall of the wealth of so many people and families is the children and the others. They don't do anything. There's no motivation. What are they going to do? You already have all the money. You can just go buy whatever you want, but it doesn't really satisfy you. So, the control conversations. And then I think to myself, people get in these social platforms in many different forums, and they want to take content and they want to use it to control the conversations in their own world, and they use others' content to make them look like they're the better of the two. That's why, I think Elon Musk said it. He said, hey, the social platforms, people don't need to hang out in social platforms as much. What is Elon doing besides steal? I said this from day one. I think that Elon Musk bought Twitter for artificial intelligence. I think he now has, how many files does Elon Musk have to download into computers to start teaching artificial intelligence? I really think that's what's going on behind the scenes, is he has the rights to all of the information on Twitter and all the recordings and all the interactions, where he's feeding this into computers to create the future real deal human being look-alike robot. I think that's really what he did. It doesn't make any other sense of what he's done. If you think about it, it just doesn't really. I've seen the numbers for Twitter. It doesn't make any money, and now he's irked so many liberal people on that Twitter base that the advertisers have pulled out, and a lot of, I'm sure, liberal people have gone to Reddit, to go mouth off about how us conservatives are a bunch of idiots. All right, well, whatever. You have the right to your opinions. Everyone's right to their opinion. I'm sure I'm sure somebody can click my channel and it's like, yeah, that guy's just an idiot. Yeah, okay, it's all right. I've been called other things in my lifetime. Whatever. I'm not here to brainwash you. But anyways, hey everybody, thanks for watching my channel. I just thought today would be a good conversation about control, because it's the Elon Musk thing. Elon Musk is controlling me now because I'm going to his Twitter account, and with my Twitter account, I'm sitting there looking at Twitter conversations where it's so. I mean, one person starts a conversation, and, it was 1,000 responses. How do you even? I mean, how do you even interact with that stuff? And it's the same personalities that show up every day, day in, day out, that have the followers that start to spark the conversations. But overall, I mean, how does Rob Reiner respond to, with 10,000 or 100,000 responses of what he posts? He doesn't. He just posts stuff, then he just disappears. Just to keep his name in the news, if you know what I mean. When you're a meathead, you got to have something to do, right? You got to spur the moment. You got to say silly things. But all right, everybody. I'm sure there's other things to talk about, but I don't know. I got too much on my mind. I got to get to work. So thanks for watching my channel. What am I doing today? What am I up to today? I don't know. Maybe something's going on. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, everybody. God bless. Stay safe and stay tuned.